Welcome to I Feel Fat Today. I'm your host, Kelly Taylor. I don't have a solo segment for you today. We're going to get right into the episode with my guests this week. Please welcome returning guest, Joe Gorman, and first-time guest, little baby brother, Billy Taylor.
Yes, thank you.
I knew I was going to fuck that up.
Thank you for having me on. It's a family affair this episode.
Yes, it is.
Finnegan jumping from lap to lap, and the Basses, of course.
Yep. It's our Halloween episode. I'm in costume. You're wearing a mask?
Aren't we all wearing masks?
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, it's a little hot in this thing.
Yeah.
But this is the eve of Billy and I leaving to go on our cruise. We're going on a comedy cruise to the Bahamas.
Oh my God.
I know, it's so exciting.
When did you decide that you were going to do that?
Just like last week, I was like, you know what, this looks awesome.
Who's going to take care of Finny?
I don't know. I have to figure that out. I haven't figured that out yet.
Well, if anyone's available to take care of Finny, and you're not a dog fighter, or maybe you are, and you think Finny has what it takes to survive the dog octagon, email Kelly at ifeelfattoday@gmail.com.
That's not the email, but go ahead and email that and see where it gets you.
Kelly is so humble because if I was in her position, I would be jumping to the story of how this came to be, which is I saw it posted by Bert Kreischer, and I sent it to her as like isn't this cool? Like, wouldn't this be fun type of thing? You know, just like showing it to her. And then like she was like, oh yeah, we're going on this. This is your graduation / Christmas present.
Like, / birthday.
Yeah, / birthday, yeah.
Yeah.
Very much worth it.
Of course. I mean, it took you long ugh.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
kidding. I'm
8
kidding.
years of college?
Yeah. No,
like 6.
But
it
4
was
to get through community college, and then 2 to get through big boy college.
Yikes.
Nice.
Figure that out.
Nice. What do you think was your what do you think was the reason that you stayed in community college for 4 years?
Was it the pussy or the drugs? Be honest. This is a podcast.
It was to satisfy people other than myself.
It was the
is,
pussy.
like, my family and everything.
Yeah.
I think also subconsciously, I didn't realize this until much later on, but like you went to college, Kel. Frank really went to college. He went to college for a very long time.
Yeah.
In a
How long
positive way.
How long? Oh, because he's a doctor.
Because he went to Georgetown. And
Yeah.
all that. And I was kind of like subconsciously like, God, I can't be the one who doesn't do it and finish it, you know?
Good.
So yeah, that helped me get through. And
Because I'll tell you what, even though I don't even know how important a 4-year degree is, like I can't conceptually figure out what life would be like without a 4-year degree. Do I use it? No. But I needed it to get the jobs that I had.
right.
And so I don't know. I can't be someone that's like, you got to go to college. Because I don't know if you have to go to college. I don't know.
I wish I never went to college.
But I'm going to say that thank God you went to college because, like, it's difficult enough living with mom and dad. And if you didn't have a degree.
It's a big thing to hold over my head.
Yeah. So that alone is worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. Not that I think they would have done that often. You might think that they would have done that all the time, but it's just I know they would be talking about it a lot behind my back and like stuff, you know, like,
and like
so.
every argument would be like, you're a college dropout.
Yeah, it's also like I did it I hate to say smart, but like I went to community college. I was smart enough to know that going to a 4-year college from the jump and like living there was just not gonna work.
You had that self-awareness.
I like to have a good time, and I really did not like school going into college.
Hell yeah, dude.
As college went on, it got better and better. I started to kind of like it more. But yeah, like I wouldn't have gotten any. I don't know how anybody. I just went to the University of Alabama for work, and some of the frat houses there, like, how does anybody get any work done
I don't know because
when it's just a bastion of getting crunk. Like,
Yeah,
and it's
no,
a
literally.
bitchin' ass place. Like,
Yeah, I agree with you. I was just talking, I forget who I was talking about this with, but we were both like, we could have never have gone to like real schools. Like Montclair was a state school. Like we got into the trouble that we got into, we had our fun, but like you had to seek out parties,
Right.
At
Right.
least some of the time.
Right.
Whereas like at like quote unquote party schools, it's just like everywhere you turn, like you have to actively avoid the party, and I
Right.
wouldn't be able to.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, my boss said that his nephew went to Ohio State, was in a fraternity, and the frat house was like the old governor's house. Like, how does that happen? The frat
Yeah.
house was the old governor's house. So
That's
it's
the,
like,
Yeah.
the lifestyle.
Was it the Skull and Bones?
that's a good question. I don't know.
I bet it was because like they're
I
all
mean,
the government.
isn't that Ivy League though? Ohio State.
Yeah,
isn't
I
that
bet
Ivy
it's. I bet they say it's only Ivy League, but it seeps in just like
That's
the
true.
Illuminati in real life. It seeps into all aspects of life.
That's good.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
good insight.
Absolutely.
League? So profound.
Yeah, man. Going to college is a huge fucking waste of time, unless you want to like learn what kind of drugs you like to do and what kind of person you like to have sex with. But like
All
having
great reasons to go to college.
But having to actually like learn like general education, what a sham! What a sham!
What did you get your degree in?
English lit.
English lit. Use it every day.
Yeah. And now look, I could have just done that just speaking English and reading a book. I didn't need some nerd teacher.
Yeah.
It's all right, but it was like whatever.
Did you graduate in 4 years?
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
I was ready to get on with my life.
Nice.
But I know I need to do it. And then I just ended up working in a coffee shop right after college. I'm like, I didn't need to fucking do this, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
That's relatively normal, but
And I made way more money lifeguarding than I ever did at any job I had after college, aside from the one I have.
I think it was the Chris Metcalf episode. It was really funny how you were like, how were talking about your lifeguard job and how you had like no sense of how to handle money.
Yeah, yeah.
So you were like the coolest person to go out.
Oh
with.
yeah, it's like when
And
I get famous with comedy, like my friends are so lucky. Like I'm going to be so generous.
Yeah, that I just thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
Because I could see you like doing that, especially like at that age. And
Oh
like,
yeah,
just,
yeah,
like,
absolutely, absolutely. I'm like I got it. Like I got the coffees, I got the movie tickets. It's fine.
mhm.
Ooh.
Well, back when I was a sugar mama. Okay, so when did you guys stop trick or treating?
Freshman year of high school.
Did you have a
Freshman-
moment? Did you have a moment of oh, I'm too old to be doing this, or was it like I can't do this?
I felt hints, but when at the end of the night, I wasn't like, oh, I'm not gonna do that again. But that was my last time doing it. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That's just how it happened. You said that was the same thing for you.
Yeah,
right?
literally
Yeah.
the same thing. I do
Mhm.
think we turned it in like very early, and we're like, let's go catfish people on MySpace. Like we literally were like, like we're too old. But we did, because we did have our younger siblings as an excuse to go out and trick or treat. Like I think that's also what kept me in the game longer than I probably would have been, was like taking you trick or treating.
And going home and trading it with each other, and then dad takes his tax. I mean,
Yeah.
that is core childhood
What
memories.
what
right
was your
there.
dad's tax? What did he take? What was his go-to?
Tootsie Rolls.
That's
Yeah.
fine. That's a small sacrifice. What a weirdo.
And also, I know.
That's such a boomer fucking candy.
And
I get my
Whoppers.
money's worth with a Tootsie Roll.
And Whoppers.
Because you eat a Tootsie Roll, you're sucking that shit out of the back of your teeth for a good hour and a half. Now that'll last you.
Or the Charleston chews.
The Charleston
yeah,
chews.
they
Yeah.
love the Charleston chews.
You know-
boomers.
you know
dude.
what-
I'm gonna pull out my molars, but
You know what I
Charleston chews.
just remembered that I would do to you? Is you were so young that you didn't have a concept of what was a good candy and what was like an all right candy. And Frank would clean up with you when it came to this. I at least had like a little bit of I had a little bit of decorum in how badly I was scamming you, but it would be like, here's, 2 Tootsie Rolls for a Reese cup. Like, like, and you would be like, And I would have to sell you on it because I'd be like, this is a really good deal. This is a really, really good deal. And I would like sweeten the deal with like, you know, putting other little shit candy and be like, all right, okay.
That's so funny. I didn't have like a grip on my skepticism. Like I was skeptical, but I had no clue why I was skeptical. You know? Like,
Absolutely.
I don't have any frame of reference because I'm a child.
and some would say it still remains the same today, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like with all the shit going on.
Did you scam your sister out of candy, or was she too smart for that? Joe. Yeah.
I never fucking traded that candy. I earned that candy. That was my fucking
You never
candy.
said like, hey, maybe I have something that you may like. You may have something that you like.
No
that I
way.
like. No?
No.
Wow.
Oh, no. We kept it separate all the time.
Did you guys even trick or treat together?
I mean, not really. Not once we had our group of friends. No, we did not. I don't know you. You don't know me.
Yeah. I definitely had like that sort of relationship with my older brother until we went to college.
Nice.
Then it was like, oh, we can be friends. Sorry, I need a sip of tea. What was your... So when did you stop? Freshman year of high school?
Freshman year of college.
Freshman year of college?
Yeah, dude. I went all 4 years of high school.
You went all 4 years of high
I
school?
didn't give a fuck. I love candy.
Were you going alone?
Yeah.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, I was.
And it wasn't like a party context, like let's pregame a few soda pops.
It was just like,
and-
all right, I'm going to go trick or treat, and then I'm going to come home and watch scary movies.
Wait, so what did you dress up as?
The Scream murderer.
So this wasn't like anything that brought you joy. This was just your scam. You're like, it's October 31st, time to go not pay for candy.
Yeah, I get candy. Like, who the fuck doesn't eat candy? It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's so... Everyone should be trick-or-treating. It's insane that it's little children.
Yeah.
It should be like
And they're not even trick-or-treating anymore. Like, there are towns, like I know there are various towns in New Jersey that have canceled trick-or-treating.
Why?
Canceled trick or treat.
Yeah, like canceled it for the year.
What is this, like fucking Footloose or something?
Yeah,
the
something.
Mayor, some crotchety old mayor's like,
Maybe-
we're not going to go trick-or-treating. It's satanic.
Right. No, if you let me use your phone, I can go to the NewJersey.com Instagram and tell you why. The one, I think it was Caldwell. I forget what town it is.
And they're doing this in Dirty Jersey too.
Like the
That's
thing
brutal.
that Dad would threaten us with, canceling Halloween, towns are actually doing.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Not even like.
Is it because of COVID?
That was the start of it. That
Now
was the
it's-
start of.
Now it's just because they're gay, dude. Dude, they don't celebrate any good holidays. Columbus Day, Halloween. What's next?
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
possibly.
I'm down for Thanksgiving
they're
getting
gonna-
canceled.
That is true because you
Yeah.
have Christmas and it's like. Do we really
Cancel
have to
them
see
all,
each other
but-
They're gonna
Halloween.
rename Thanksgiving George Floyd Appreciation Day.
Yeah.
Just watch, dude. Happy George Floyd Appreciation Day. Well, we're gonna meet with our family and eat turkey.
I can't multitask. I can't riff with you and look at
One of the
All
highlights.
right, we believe you.
yeah.
One
They
of the
canceled They canceled Thanksgiving.
They canceled Halloween. And so what they do now is trunk or treats.
That's so gay.
That's so gay.
And that's like much easier to kill people at a trunk or
Oh
treat.
yes, they
Yeah.
meet up. Yes, and like they like do it out of like the back seat of like.
Yeah,
van or
trunks.
SUV
Like if you're gonna
or
kill
something.
somebody, I would just like throw a grenade into a trunk or treat rather than like, kill a kid that comes by my house.
Absolutely. More effective.
Yeah, it's way easier.
The one highlight of COVID was I was still delivering pizzas when it was like COVID Halloween, and hella people set up tables at the end of their driveways. I would clean up.
Oh, with
just
candy and-
handful, like pretty much every other delivery. If there was a table nearby, I went by it and grabbed, or like they would have the bags out. I would take like one or two bags.
Hell yeah.
I mean, based on the census of what was in front of me, 'cause,
Right.
Like the sun had gone down, and there was like
So much candy.
a bunch of candy on some of these tables. So I was
And
like,
everyone's like,
I'm going in.
everyone's like, we don't eat sugar, so like they'll get it for the trick or treaters, but they don't want it back in the house.
Right.
Absolutely.
Or at least that's what I assume.
One time I saw this lady on Facebook ask anybody can recommend a place where I can donate candy?
Oh,
My
man.
daughter got a lot this Halloween, and we don't think she should have that much. So we're looking for places where we can donate part of it and show her what it's like, to give to other people. And I screenshotted it and sent it to the person that also knows this person. And I was like, no, I
This
sent
is
it.
something like you've seen in the wild, like this person.
I know this person from many years ago.
Damn, what a
Oh,
sociopath.
okay.
And she's like an older mom. And I sent it
Kid's
to
autistic. That's a health risk.
And I sent it to my friend, and we were just like, oh my God, that like reminds us of what it was like to like have to work with this person. Like,
It was a colleague to a coworker.
kind of like an
Yeah.
associate.
Yeah.
Gross.
Um,
What a loser.
Like, what a fucking loser.
What a way to broadcast that, like,
You're
I guess your kid doesn't have any friends because just give it to the friends.
Right,
Or
right.
like,
well, it's like one of
Donate.
those like Manhattan.
Is there
moms,
like
you
a
know?
black person that needs this candy? Because I feel bad. I feel bad my family acquired wealth through institutionalized racism. But now you have to give the wealth
we
away.
took this land,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna give back with candy.
I'll give back the candy, but I'm keeping the land. Isn't that right, Finny?
So when you go trick or treating, make sure you do a land acknowledgement
Yeah.
before you
Yes.
start.
This is for the Native American burial ground that this town is built upon, which I'm about to go trick or treating. Nice.
I wish I had my shit together more. Every year, I think I literally did this one year, but every year I'm like, I'm gonna get Finny a Halloween costume, and I never.
He doesn't
do.
like wearing costumes, though.
I know, but it's Halloween.
His costume is the stinkiest dog alive.
No, I read or I see a lot of things where it's like just to remind you, like, don't put a costume on your pet, like it's bad, but I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. And then like Halloween comes around and like mom put like rest in peace Coco, but like she put the bee suit on Coco and it's
Yeah.
like, yo,
That's so
tight.
cute.
That's tight. Or like the one where Ocean's a cowboy.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
that's a good one.
oh,
We
yeah.
could make Finn like Chewbacca.
That he already is. He's a garbage boy.
He's Chewbacca when he's trapped in the trash compactor on the Death Star and it's all smelly in there. Oh, look, he's sad that he's so stinky.
Yeah, he's a stinky boy. What was your favorite Halloween costume that you've ever done?
I think probably Jason, just because
Yeah, that was just like
Jason Voorhees, because
A classic.
Jason is awesome. Like,
Yeah.
or Jason was awesome, like as a kid. Like, I mean, he still is, but
yeah,
growing up watching those movies around Halloween,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. What about you?
Werewolf.
Werewolf
Yeah.
for J Wolf.
I had this awesome werewolf mask where the eyes were holograms and it was like a skull and crossbones in the eyes. It was fucking tight, dude. Damn, I don't know where that mask is. I wish I still had it.
Was that a Kansas costume or
It was a Kansas costume, yeah. I wore it like for a couple of years. It was so damn good.
Yeah.
Really held up. I'm thinking about it right now.
Yeah.
Damn, I wish I had it.
Damn.
I'll
Do
try
you
to
have
find it on
any-
Amazon.
do you have any favorite horror movies, Joe? You said you want to watch a horror movie after
Yeah,
this.
the erotic thriller Species.
Never heard of-
Natasha Hentrich and Alfred Molina, Vince Vaughn. You never saw it?
Doc Ock and Vince Vaughn.
That's right, Mr. Black. Vince, and then it's like Natasha Hentrich is like this alien that comes to Earth and she's trying to procreate, so she's going around fucking men. It's an erotic thriller.
I've never seen
It
it.
was back in the. It was
Sounds
back,
very esoteric.
It was back in the 90s when pornography wasn't as easily as accessible. So if you wanted to see some titties, but you didn't want to rent a hardcore porn, you'd watch like an R-rated movie, because almost all R-rated movies up until internet pornography became widely available.
Hence why
Had,
when
like,
I asked
yeah.
that question, you gave me that answer.
Yeah.
You have some memories with it.
Of course, dude. There's that one. I also watched I watched all of like the Friday the 13th. That was a banger. The
Do you
Halloween.
have a favorite one? Do you like remember like?
Yeah, of the
any
Friday
one?
the 13th.
Yeah.
I thought Friday the 13th Part 5, the resurrection of Jason Voorhees, was
Really?
fucking sight. Because just like the opening sequence where like they're digging up his grave and then it's struck by lightning.
I
and then
think
he
that was
comes out.
number 6.
Well, whichever one it was a
'cause
banger.
number six is dope.
Maybe it was because 5 was
Maybe
like the
we should watch
return
that
of
if we
Jason
can find it
Voorhees.
on streaming.
But you know what? Jason Takes Manhattan is also a pretty good one too.
Yeah, it's a cool setting.
Yeah.
Although I haven't watched that one actually, but apparently he's not there much. He's
No,
on the boat
his
a
presence
lot.
is felt. But at one point, like a black guy tries to like
that
fist
I've
fight
seen that
Jason.
kill.
Yeah.
That's a cool kill.
It was fucking powerful too because it shows that like black people are brave. Because white people are like, I'm gonna run away, and a black guy's like, oh hell no, I'm gonna knock your damn block off.
Speaking of black people in horror movies, remember that I think it was the second new Halloween, the second one where like Jason like opened up the door to
I
the
was
car.
gonna bring that up.
Dude, that was gnarly. Seeing
And
that
a black
the
guy was in
theaters.
there.
Remember LL Cool J in that one Halloween? That I think is my favorite Halloween.
Was it
I
LL
think
Cool
Busta
J? It was Busta Rhymes.
Busta
LL Cool
Rhymes.
J was in Deep Blue Sea.
Oh,
yeah.
I got my black eye, which is also a great movie.
Deep Blue Sea is very cool.
Blockbuster classic.
Yeah.
Certified hood classic.
Absolutely.
Everyone's nostalgic for Blockbuster, but you forget Blockbuster wouldn't carry pornography.
Really?
Mom and pop
No,
shops.
there was no porn at Blockbuster.
Also,
Wow.
like
there was never an X-rated. I don't think.
and Blockbuster also like was very like they would only put in like major franchise films. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Blockbuster.
it really fucked up like the independent movie circuit.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because you would have like Deep Blue Sea out there.
Yeah.
That would be like the not main because who else knows Deep Blue Sea? Not through Blockbuster, I
Right.
feel like, or
I saw it
or
in the
or
theaters.
Some stupid movie like that, like.
Yeah.
Yeah. One time I rented Spice World on the slide from Blockbuster. Like, I guess Mom didn't really, for some reason, Dad was very against me listening to the Spice Girls.
Because your dad hates women empowerment.
Yeah, and he thought that I was going to be a whore. And
Which, like
so
who? Which of the Spice Girls? No, the most one
they
was
just
like
were whores. So
Ginger was the only one that fucking posed in Playboy. And
Well,
that was it. They were tasteful.
there's not much to do after Spice Girls, is there? I guess so. That's what she did. Which actually, that's not true. They're all doing great. But I wasn't allowed to watch the movie, and so I rented it from Blockbuster. Really, like, kind of. Mom like half knew what I think. I think she didn't know that Dad was like so against me watching it, and I got in so much trouble because I got found out.
Why?
Wow.
Why'd you get in trouble?
Because I rented a movie that I shouldn't have rented.
That's so stupid. But it wasn't
It's
like
so
an
fucking
R-rated
stupid.
movie.
I know, it's the Spice Girls.
Your goofy parents.
That's wild.
I know, they're so goofy. They're so goofy.
They were goofy
But yet-
with you guys.
But yet,
Yeah.
we watched all the horror movies.
Yeah,
All the
because,
horror
like,
movies. I couldn't watch the OC because it was too racy. But let's watch someone get disemboweled with the fucking.
Did you ever see the Cell with Jennifer Lopez?
No.
That one's sick. Because she goes into like she's trying to figure out like where a serial killer is hiding like one of his victims.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way to do that, because he's in a coma, is she has to go into his mind. And it's a very cerebral movie about going into a serial killer's mind. What
Damn.
what do you think she saw in there?
Brain
Crazy
matter.
shit. And it was like back in like the early 2000s, but they still really figured out like good computer generated technology. So it's a pretty fucking cool movie. That's worth watching again. Maybe we'll try to find The Cell with Jennifer Lopez and once again Vince Vaughn.
Wow. I
Yeah.
didn't know he was in all these scary movies.
He's a fucking method actor.
Amazing.
Shout out to Dodgeball. I love
Yeah,
Dodgeball
shout out to
so
That was a
Dodgeball.
good ass
much,
movie.
man.
That's
Oh
such a
my
good movie.
goodness
That's
gracious.
isn't that crazy? All these movies, you're like, yeah, that's a good movie. It's like that's a 20-year-old movie.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy
Old
to think
school.
about.
Old school's 20 years old.
I feel like old school has to be older now.
Oh yeah,
What?
old school's older than
You
that.
want to talk about certified hood classic? Wrong Turn. I think
That
was,
is such a good
I
one.
think that was May 2003.
Steve
right?
Vaughn,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. That's a 20-year-old movie.
I loved Wrong Turn, and people that are really into horror movies like the Wrong Turn franchise, like because there were
I haven't
others.
seen the other ones.
I could never get into them. I'm like the original had like
Oh man, like yeah, just like you saw the I forgot what their names are, but like you saw the monsters, but like not a lot. So,
Yeah.
but like when they would show them, it'd be so freaking scary and.
and you know what I also did well that was scary, like having like a bush like rattle, and you'd be like, oh shit, that's one of the hillbillies. Like
yeah, yeah.
The jump scares.
Or the scene where they come upon their place of residence and they're inside and then they pull up. And
Yeah.
then so they have to hide
Yeah,
inside.
yeah. You know what kill I think
'Cause-
about once a week? I think about when they're like hiding in the trees and they have to like walk from like branch to branch,
Yes.
like
Yes.
and the one girl is like has her back against the thing, like against the tree, and then one of the hillbillies like throws like an axe and like gets her like
Yes. That was
right
sick.
here. I think about that once a week.
Really?
Yeah.
It's funny how like things like that can have an imprint.
An
on you.
imprint, yeah.
Oh man, the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
The one with Alexia Daddario
Was that her name?
from
or?
like 2006 or something.
The one, yeah, the 2006 one.
They made sequels to that.
Yeah.
But, like the most
Yeah.
recent one.
The most recent one
we're
was kind of
talking
lame.
Like Arlie Emery was in this one. He was
Yeah.
the guy in
Yeah.
the in the
Yeah, that was
wheelchair.
Alexia Daddario.
yeah. That was a really
I
good
think-
one.
I think
you
that
had
was-
that movie on repeat.
I think that was when I realized like, oh, like ladies, like because of her, like
Billion.
she was that movie kicked so much ass. Man.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Cause like I like as a kid, like you think that's real when they set it up as like this is events for true depiction of true events. And it's like that camera shutter.
Yeah. Yeah, you did have, and so you had Texas Chainsaw Massacre and you had Maximum Overdrive on all the
Maximum
time.
Overdrive sucks, but is amazing. You know, it's another one that I love how like that was one of the movies I had on repeat. Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice
Yep.
is a awesome movie.
It's showtime.
Yeah.
Yeah. We watched Casper the other day.
Oh man, I
Still holds up.
literally haven't
Plot
seen
a
that.
little.
Literally haven't seen that movie since I was probably like 6, 7 years
Now's the
old.
time.
Like,
It's still good. It's a feel good.
yeah.
Yeah. What?
It's all right.
I loved it.
You also like Hocus Pocus?
I like, of course.
Classic.
I
Yeah.
never saw Hocus Pocus 2.
I can't believe Mom and Dad didn't know Frank was gay. He was obsessed with Hocus Pocus.
Ready on the broom.
They probably it was probably like willful ignorance on your parents' part. Like it was inconceivable that
Yeah.
they would have a gay son. And Ellen hadn't made the mainstream breakthrough at the time. That
Right.
was necessary.
Right.
They were still killing people. Like, what is
Still
it?
are.
The Laramie Project.
Mm-hmm.
You ever see that?
I can't remember his name, but that was the kid that was like murdered.
Yes. He was murdered by his gay lover who was trying to buy crystal meth from. And then everyone thought it was like, oh, they murdered him because he was gay.
But like, wasn't it a hate crime?
Sort of.
Okay, I feel like we're getting the Joe's version of
It
of
was.
that.
I mean, it was a hate crime, but they didn't have the context of it. They thought it was like random hate crime.
yeah, no, it was because he was gay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Matthew Shepard.
Matthew Shepard. That's who it was.
What's that
Scary.
place? Was it Brooklyn Steel that you said like there's been 2 like kidnappings?
Mirage.
Brooklyn Mirage.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Sorry, Brooklyn Steel.
Yeah.
Don't mean to besmirch
Brooklyn
your name.
Mirage. Brooklyn Mirage.
Oh, no.
Really sad. They didn't
I hate
find
to
anybody else.
like mom out about it, you know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
be
yeah.
Like, oh god, that's so hard. But like, I didn't know about that.
But I
until-
just pictured myself being like
and
walking home.
dumb,
Yeah,
yeah,
like
and-
walking home from a situation like that, and you know, lucky to be alive. I'll tell you that.
Mhm.
You know. Yeah. So movies. What's like the worst horror movie you've ever seen?
Bone Tomahawk is pretty bad.
What's that?
That's like Kurt Russell and a bunch of other people play like these cowboys that need to investigate murders. And they find like cannibalistic Native Americans. And there's one scene where a dude just gets like split in half.
Yeah.
It's fucking brutal. And I remember,
Sounds pretty cool, honestly.
oh, we can turn it on. It's basically like torture porn. But I remember like
Oh,
I was like
almost like Hostel.
yeah, I was like getting high and it was in the afternoon. I was like, oh, this could be cool. All right, cool, man. Whoa, look at Kurt Russell's cool fucking mustache. I'll check it out. And like I kind of was watching but half paying attention, doing shit. And then like I kind of zoned out and then I just remember like the guy getting split in half. I'm like, what the fuck? That's crazy. Do you think a Native American would actually split you in half?
I think any human of any origin could split you in half.
I think my body's so disgusting that if a Native American killed me, he wouldn't use every part of my body.
Was the split in half this way or this way? Oh,
Ooh.
like this onesie.
Yeah. The Dutch apple.
Oh God. It's hard to say which one was like the worst scary movie, but the worst one, the one that scared me the most, Final Destinations.
Juice.
Oh.
The inescapability of it all.
Yeah.
How would I die?
Oh.
In a Final Destination movie?
Yeah.
I'll tell you how I died.
Weed and video games were involved.
No, here's how,
It's like the whale situation.
it's gonna be like a thing where like I'm like, here's what's gonna happen. Like I'm smoking. There's gonna be all these red herrings. Like in so many. So like a fucking like the gas is on in the stove and I'm like hitting the bong and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, what is it? What is it?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
And then like I'm playing my video game and then you see like there's like a leak underneath the console. So it's like, oh, is he gonna get electrocuted by that? And then finally it's like, damn, I gotta take a shit. And like I go to the bathroom and I'm like, ah! And I'm like, oh, he's gonna like blow out his asshole and shit out a bunch of blood because he's constipated. And then finally I take a dump and I flush. I turn the handle, but the toilet doesn't flush. I'm like, what the hell is this? So I get the plunger, I start like fucking plunging it, and all of a sudden all this fucking backlog of water comes blasting out, and like it hits me so hard. It's like when they turned fire hoses on the people protesting, where like my skin gets blown away by the intensity of the poo water.
No, it would
And
be
you died from
it would-
chronic pink eye.
It would be something like the plunger gets lodged into your eye socket, like or like in
Yeah.
your mouth.
I'm having sex with a man, and I'm like, it's not cheating if it's gay sex, right? And the guy's like, yeah, absolutely. And then fast forward,
That's
like
my rule.
5 months.
It's not
later-
cheating if it's
Yeah.
gay sex.
5 months later, I get a diagnosis that I have HIV, and like that's how Final Destination. I just slowly wither away from AIDS.
The weightlifting scene. That
Yes,
was
I
sick.
hate that
That
one.
was sick.
The
hated-
weightlifting.
I hated the coaster one because
The coaster
as
one.
an impressionable young kid, it's like,
Yeah.
that could very well happen.
Yeah,
Like,
the tanning bed one.
tanning bed. Remember when we went to upstate New York to
Yes.
I remember like that movie was big then and they had a tanning bed and it was like, oh shit,
I-
they have a tanning bed.
I feel like Mom actually thought that like that could happen. Like I felt she was like, stay away from that thing. That could happen. Like,
a plank will come down and
yeah. And then what was the other kill? Oh, when it's at the very end of, I forget which one. The one where it's the Final Destination. It might be 2, 3, where the log like goes through the,
yes,
that's how the movie starts. The movie ends with they're out barbecuing, and there's an explosion like further away, and all this stuff goes everywhere, and then like a wire fence comes through and cuts the one guy in like 3s, so he just kind of like falls into thirds. I hated that. I was like,
Yeah.
hated it. It makes me feel so weird.
Yeah.
Would you want to know how you're gonna die?
I think
It's actually one of my questions on here.
I think so. I feel I guess this speaks to just how young I am, but like I'm somewhat oddly comfortable with it. I'm sure that will
Whoa.
change as time goes on and
Right.
as I get older and grayer.
I'm ready to die now.
But I think I'm just so curious.
Curiosity is part of it, but it could either provide you great relief
That
or
is true.
immense anxiety.
That is true,
Because if
yeah.
you die in a mass shooting, every time you go somewhere, if you're at a baseball game, you're anywhere, you're going to be like,
that's it
is
for
this
sporting-
the event?
That's it for sporting events. That's it for
I
concerts.
feel
But
like
if it's cancer,
at least like not let me know
Yeah.
like the
who
day.
cares where the exits are?
Well, like what do you mean? Like so like when they say like, do you want to know how you're gonna die? Like, I feel like they should also give you the date. Like they know how you're gonna die, but they would give it all vague. You know, give me the
So
day.
it's not the how, it's the when.
Yeah, give me the day, the month, the hour.
But then if I knew when I was going to die, it doesn't matter what I do with my life.
It could though. You want to spend the rest of your life in a prison cell, or do you want to spend it traveling the world?
But like, am I going to spend my life trying to be at peak physical health?
No,
No.
but you can at least like get experiences.
Now that I think about it, the butterfly effect is a little bit too much because
I
like
love the butterfly effect.
because like that would like mass shooting, for example, then like I would probably become like a gun nut, you know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Always carry my piece. I ain't
Yeah.
going to New York. I can't carry my piece.
Right.
You know, like so. Yeah, honestly, because ignorance is bliss. That
Yeah,
is
I think
a
so.
true factual statement. So
Yeah, I've
fuck it.
totally. Would you want to know?
Yeah, I have to know.
Yeah.
I must know.
I feel like someone already told you.
I wish. My doctor, just with my diagnosis. He's like, "You're lucky to be alive now." I'm like, "Enough of this. What are you? Some gypsy with this fucking prosthetic death of mine?"
Oh my gosh. Let me see. Did I already ask you what your favorite costumes were?
Yeah.
I feel like we touched
Yeah.
that already. What was Halloween like for you when you were going to community college?
Oh, just like, either working like I was at 1 year, or the World Series is usually on that day, so I'll be
Right.
watching that just
Yeah.
at a friend's house, or making mom deal with the kiddos, or
Right. Does mom and dad still get trick-or-treaters?
I don't think as many. I don't think as many, which I
Still buy the same amount of candy.
Oh, hell yes.
Shout out to them.
Before I left, they went to BJ's, and they got and I was like, thank God I'm leaving tomorrow, because
Yeah.
I would like, if I was in the house, we'd be cutting it real close to Halloween with the amount of candy.
Yeah.
Between me and Dad. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Mr. Stink. Yeah, Halloween for me in college was like, there was never never a Halloween where we didn't go out and just get absolutely hammered.
That's what I always envisioned for myself.
Yeah.
But like, because like my freshman year of high school, like the last time I went trick-or-treating, it was like, oh, I want to do this, but like I want to do that. And not necessarily, but like just like, I guess with better people, because like I did go in a group, but I was like, this would be cool with like better people, but just never ended up happening.
Right. Did you ever go out on mischief night?
No.
No.
Did you?
No.
Yeah, because that's a very mom's era thing. Like,
There were still kids our age that did that.
yeah, maybe slightly more controlled things.
Mm-hmm.
Because back in the Disney, like mischief night sounded like fun.
That's what happened when you didn't have cell phones.
Yeah,
Mischief
exactly.
night.
Exactly. You didn't have Ring doorbell cameras. You didn't.
Yeah. Did you go out on mischief night?
I went out every night.
Okay.
There wasn't mischief night in California.
Oh no?
Oh no,
Weird.
just Halloween, baby. It all goes down on Halloween.
They're too like
Controlled and
like
just,
you guys
hey,
are
man.
don't egg my Lexus or
Our
whatever.
house got egged one time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God! How was your dad's reaction?
My mom was like, "I'm gonna find out who did it." And she's
Absolutely.
like, "I know it was you." It's like,
Yeah.
all right. All right.
I know it was you. Oh gosh. Yeah, I don't know. There's something about Halloween that I just love. I love Q4. You got
Yeah.
good food. You got good atmosphere.
Solid.
Shittiest weather.
People are taking their foot off the gas a little bit when it comes to working. Like October, it's a busy month at work. Like I'm busy.
November through December, we're done.
First 2 weeks of November, still pretty busy. You hit that Thanksgiving. The moment you get into Thanksgiving, it's like, I guess we'll pick it up next year.
Yeah. The only thing that sucks and kind of brings a frenetic energy to Q4 would be just like, at least for me, it's just like getting people gifts for the holidays and
Yeah,
stuff
that
like
stuff
that.
stresses me out.
And like trying to make that work, because like I'm at an age where it's like I have no excuse to not get anybody
Yeah.
a gift.
But you're also
like,
at the age where it's like, I don't have any money.
yeah. I mean, now that I'm out of college, like I
Yeah.
have no, because in college trying to work, that sucked. That
Yeah.
really sucked, because
Yeah.
like I was really broke then. Now I'm
I was so broke in college. I was so broke in college. I literally used to do those. All I ever needed to worry about was paying for my utilities, because my rent was $400 a month, and mom paid it.
Damn.
And I need to be more. I'm very grateful for that. She paid my $400 a month rent because I wasn't paying that shit, but I did have to pay utilities, and that was my bills, and like maybe your credit card. And so I would go to what's those called when you like take tests and stuff and they pay you, like market
Surveys?
research.
Oh,
Yeah, market research. There was a facility around the corner from my house in Totowa.
Wow.
And so literally like clockwork, a bunch of us, we would go,
Wow.
get our, $30, $50, $60 sometimes. Headed over to the Alexis and go to Rolling Rock Wednesdays, That's all we cared about. It was amazing. It was great.
It was the best of times.
And then I was a hostess at Ruby Tuesdays.
Jealous.
Oh, how long did you have that job?
6 months.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it was just college. So once I
Yeah.
graduated, I was like, I'm done with this. I like that I can say I did work in a restaurant, and I look back now because I was terrified of being a server, like terrified of being a waitress, because I was just like, oh, I'm not going to be good at it. Now I'm like, what a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like if I had to be I'm not a server, but if I had to be a server, I would be like, well, this blows that like my schedule is completely different, but like I wouldn't be afraid like
Yeah.
how I was. Like, what is wrong with me?
Working in the food industry is pretty tough.
No, it sucks.
It's awful.
Pretty
Yeah.
tough. Yeah.
You were a pizza delivery boy.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that your only
Yeah, that's my only experience. I'm very thankful that I never served, because it's so face to face.
Yeah.
Whereas like delivering, like I could smoke a bogue on the way. And
Yeah.
Smoke a bogue on the way back.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can smoke a bogue every waking minute of your
yeah,
life.
yeah, and I could like listen to crazy ass music and
Yeah.
listen to a podcast or something like
That's
that.
why
Yeah.
remote work's the way to go.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Remote work is the best.
Just a crack pipe in one hand, just going through, answering calls, whatever.
Towards the end of my time at my pizza delivery job, I mean, like I would have like the Benjamin with me, the
Yeah,
the
yeah,
weed
yeah,
pen.
yeah. the
but
Benjamin.
like I would go like when I couldn't get weed pens, I would do like the one hitter.
Mhm.
I would put like a one hitter in
Nice.
and like smoke that, and then have a ciggy, because that like kind of
Yeah.
elevates it,
Yeah. Set you straight.
high school style.
Yeah, set you straight.
Shout out to the alley next to McCarrick.
The alley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the spot.
Hell yeah. I was never cool enough to go to the alley. I never did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pond got a lot smaller by the time I got there,
Yeah.
So I was an alley kid.
What the fuck was I gonna say? You had a fat phase,
As
like as an adult.
oh yeah, yeah, I'm still kind of going through it. I get
No, I
kinda.
feel like you've lost a lot of weight.
I wear it well. I
Uh-huh.
wear it
Handsome.
well.
You're tall.
I feel like I have just a typical American body, which
Yeah.
is just you have a gut, and
Yeah.
like when you run, your titties kind of jiggle.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that is. That is really the typical, like that's like American skinny.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah, skinny fat.
I'm thankful I'm not bigger, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like COVID, you
What did
gained
me
weight.
in, I'm not making it as an excuse. It's just this is what happened. I turned 21 in
Yeah.
February of 2020.
Yeah,
A month later, complete shutdown.
Yeah.
And it was like, all right, like
Time to get drunk.
my
at my house.
options
Yeah.
are limited. I have a PS4. I have weed, and now I could also do alcohol.
booze,
so
yeah.
it's like, fuck yeah, like
I remember mom saying something to me like she was worried about you being like holed up in your bedroom just like drinking beers, and I was like, okay, normally I would agree with you. What the fuck else is he supposed to do?
Yeah.
Like that's what we're all
yeah,
doing.
Yeah, you totally get where she's coming from. Yeah. But at the same time, it's
I like had to
yeah.
tell her like, no, we're all doing that. Like
Mhm.
literally, like there's no. It's June 2020. Like, and it wasn't even like you could. You were in New Jersey. Like nothing was open. Like you
Yeah,
couldn't
it
go
was
see your
pretty bad.
friends.
It was pretty bad.
You know.
Yeah, that was like. Does anybody remember that summer of 2020? Like,
Hell yeah, dude.
What did we all do?
Outdoor
we were
comedy.
we were at rooftop comedy
Outdoor
shows.
Rooftop comedy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Buying weed. Like that's when weed delivery fucking blew
Convincing,
up.
Oh, yeah.
convincing ourselves that was going to be the thing.
Oh
Convincing
yeah.
The outdoor shows.
Outdoor comedy's the
Which
future.
Of course not.
And I'll tell you what
Of
it did
course
for
not.
us comics. So many people felt like they were so much further along because now all of a sudden we were doing shows with like Mark Normand and Sam Morril.
Hella people dropped out.
Oh yeah, hella people dropped out.
I love it. With
Yeah.
the short run that I had. But yeah, like I'm sure that thinned out the herd a lot with COVID.
Yeah,
'cause people
but
moved
then
out.
just as many people came.
That is true.
you know.
That is true with the blow up of Austin and
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
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 This shit doesn't matter.
What comes around goes around, as they say,
Ooh,
right?
Yeah.
Who said that?
Who did say that?
Justin Timberlake.
That's a great question.
Justin
Joe.
Timberlake. Ask your parents about
Oh.
Justin Timberlake.
Oh,
That's it.
we are at I cannot wait until I get to the airport tomorrow morning and I go to the Hudson News and I buy Britney Spears' book and I read about how much of a piece of shit Justin Timberlake is.
Why don't you put it on your Kindle?
Because I want the book. Because you know why I want the book? Because I'm probably going to read it on the plane. Like it's a very easy read.
Of course, she's a very simple woman.
Yeah.
She's been a slave most of her life.
Right. So I feel like I'm going to be able to read it on the plane and then just anybody that seems at all interested and be like, do you want it? And just give it.
Speaking of I feel fat today, like,
Ooh.
you know, also like when I left high school, just like the athletic.
Oh, yeah. You stopped.
Like pretty much like, yeah, just full, completely stopped.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And like, I feel fat today because I was on the subway with my luggage that I need for the cruise, and holy Christ, like the more I
Yeah.
thought about it, the knew it was going to be hard. But man, I was not really prepared.
Yeah, no, I have to say,
Because you have like the subway grates.
Yeah.
And like I'm not gonna roll it over this one. Like I'm lifting it up over that, and then the sidewalk is like.
yeah, I think that's part of the reason why, one of the many reasons why I never want to leave New York is because like the city keeps me limber.
Yeah.
Keeps me going all over the place
Yeah.
because it's like you're always getting up and down off the subway. Like you're always running to try to catch the train. And like that's my barometer of like when I need to like make an active change is like, am I stopping to walk when I could have ran to get the train? Because that happened once and I was like, oh, this is not like, no, this
Yeah.
is, I will always make the train, you know? So, but, God, Finn, he's always ruining
Want me to get
everything.
him?
No, it's fine.
We're going to get him and we're going to take him out to a farm.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Finnegan, it's okay. I started doing I went to a exercise class in the area and I was fucking done after 30 minutes. It was deceptively hard. Not that I thought I'd have an easy time, but I was just like, I had a moment of like, I want to stop, but I'm not going to stop because I'm in a group setting and that would be embarrassing.
Oh, yeah.
But boy, I was like, damn, this is
Yeah.
rough. It was a rowing class, so it's like that row
Ooh.
machine. It's a good workout. When we get back from the cruise, I'm gonna like join that gym.
That's good, yeah, because sports are like the exact same way. I mean, like, you know, like there were some basketball practices where it was so, like, they were so tough.
Yeah.
And like because you're in a group setting, like you don't want to like
Yeah.
completely bitch out on it because chances are you would be the only person to bitch out on it. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And like the 1 year I played football was kind of like that, you know. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. That pressure from other people.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I like
It
to
goes
work
a long way.
alone.
It
does.
goes a long way.
It does, and I don't like pushing myself, so that's why I like working
Yeah.
alone. I'm a little Babastis cat. I
Yeah.
just like to be left alone. Damn, son. What else we got? I have some questions here.
Okay.
You want to finish the sentence?
Yeah.
It's just like the first thing that comes to your mind. You, I think, already did this before, but we can
I'll
do it again.
I'll do it better this time.
I'll have to choose. I'll have to.
Alternate.
No, I'll have to skip the one where I ask if you could choose the way you die, because we kind of already covered that.
HIV, baby. HIV, having sex with a gay man, who are the ones that are most predominantly likely to have HIV. It's almost impossible to get HIV if you're a man having sex with a woman who has HIV.
I think I need you to stop going to therapy because I think you're having the actualization that you're gay.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm just a risk taker.
Yeah.
I just looked at Gambit. The thrill of the hunt.
But isn't that how, didn't he have sex with a woman in Dallas Buyers Club and that's how he got HIV?
No.
Yeah.
That's why he was so defensive about
Yeah, he had
being
sex
gay.
with, he had sex with a lady
with
who
a
had
man
track
and
marks.
a woman.
He didn't have sex with a guy.
Yeah, he did.
Not in Dallas Buyers Club. Sound off in the comments. Did Matthew McConaughey have sex with a guy in Dallas Buyers Club? No, he didn't.
I think it's far more rare than people make it seem like you do it all the time doing heroin, but then you also have to just share a heroin needle with somebody who has HIV. So you'd have to share heroin with a gay guy.
Oh my God, no, that's not how that works.
You feel fat today? Do heroin.
Yeah. Do heroin with a gay guy.
I literally have a joke
You're going to
about
feel
that.
thin fast.
You're going to feel weightless. Okay, finish the sentence. When I look at a younger photo of my younger self, ...
I'm disappointed in myself.
You're always going to be lame, but everyone else is too. I'd say. Because I thought
that's very Tumblr-esque of you.
Yeah, I guess so. I thought about that on the way over here, and it's just like I don't know why I had this thought today, but earlier in the day I had the thought of like no matter how cool you think you are, as time goes by, you're gonna look back on that person and be like, God, that guy was fucking lame.
Yeah.
Talking about yourself, you know.
Oh, absolutely. I look back.
So basically, like, don't take yourself seriously.
I look back at people that I thought were cool, and I'm like, oh my God, they were so lame.
That's tough, man.
Oh my God, and I
That's
thought they
tough.
were so cool.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's rough. Ugh. Okay. Something I would like to change about the way I deal with conflict.
Be more calm.
Be more calm.
Be more calm.
How do you
because
usually react?
I'm getting really. Sorry, I didn't mean to put my little peeing on the space. I'm not very combative, but it's just when I don't say, I think this is very common in humans. When I don't get to say what I want to say, I become very vindictive, and the other person doesn't know about it.
Yeah.
Because the other person doesn't know like what problem or what issue I have with them or something like that.
Right.
Or even like, just generalized stuff. Like I've been a lot better with just keeping calm and just letting it pass by. But like what happens in my head afterward, where I'm like ramping myself up,
Yeah.
like,
I will never be somebody that conserves water when I shower, because how else am I going to get my anger out? Like literally I stand there and I argue and I come up with arguments in my head and I think about what I would have said and what I'm going to say, and then I don't say shit. Like,
or I do that when I'm driving.
Oh, yeah.
I do that when I'm driving. And it's like, dude, like this is not the place to be doing that. You're
Right.
you're operating a motor vehicle. Like,
yeah. Ugh.
who like fuck that guy who didn't use his blinker. Like he's
Yeah.
an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he sucks at driving, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, because 5 minutes later, chances are you're not gonna.
Don't even think about it.
Not gonna remember it.
Yep.
Shout out to Tampa Tony. If it's not gonna matter in 5 months, don't give it more than 5 minutes.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's
Smart.
That is
That's
a
how I live my life.
gem
Yeah.
of, yeah.
I wanted
good.
to say 5 years, but 5
Yeah,
5
5
months. 5 months is pretty extensive.
Substantial.
Yeah.
Generous.
Yeah, I like that. A mistake I'll never make again.
Ooh.
Ever upsetting Kelly.
Okay, well, you've got to work on that.
This is a tough one. Because out of all the mistakes that I made, like
I know.
Your biggest
I
one.
feel like I'm gonna do them again.
Yeah,
at,
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten a woman pregnant?
no.
So you
No.
didn't make the biggest mistake ever.
Yeah.
No,
So
the
you're
biggest
fine.
mistake ever would have been aborting it.
Would you abort the child if you got a woman pregnant?
You would ask. You'd be like, would you consider it?
Can we kill this baby, please?
Mom?
You know your sister got called a fucking
Oh,
killer,
yeah.
a murderer.
Yeah, so we did a show out in Rhode Island.
Jealous.
And we, it's a tough crowd. It's a tough crowd.
Somebody heckled.
No.
Kind of. So I have I have a small bit about abortion.
So Kelly was supposed to headline.
No. We each did 30 minutes, and I was 5 minutes into my set. Okay, probably 5 minutes, and I have this joke where I talk about I went to Catholic school. I grew up really staunchly pro-life, but I'm an adult now, and I'm not. And as I'm saying that, I hear, "What's wrong with that?" And I feel like I acknowledged it, where I was like, "There's nothing wrong with that," and then just went back to my joke. And the joke didn't land, but the people were unhappy. It was this woman. She was unhappy, and so she gets up, and I couldn't. I was jarred by that happening, and I was just like, "Oh no, sorry for leaving."
Oh no.
And she leaves, and I didn't hear it, and I wish she had yelled it out, but when she was leaving, Tomaselli and Joe heard her say, "Call me a baby murderer." And I wish I had heard that, because I would have been like, I've never had an abortion.
People just love to broadcast their opinion. I forgot who it was, but they were talking about this in regards to the conflict going in the Middle East. But
Which side are you on, by the way?
Okay.
please,
just
I
not.
knew.
I'm like,
you
why
were
are you
gonna
even
ask me
bringing
that
this up?
question. But it's just, why does everybody have to be a press secretary for themselves?
I know.
Like,
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I was talking to Grandpa earlier today, and he was talking about how when
Very cool views on Israel Palestine.
we actually didn't talk about it, but when he told me about his first time meeting Greg's parents, Frank told Grandpa and Grandma no politics. Greg told his parents no politics. They both abided, and he was like, we had a great time.
Yeah.
And I was like, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
People disagree on shit, and they get so militant about it.
Yeah,
And it's like,
yeah.
if you just put that to the side, put it in your back pocket, maybe save it for a rainy day, you will come to realize that same person that you disagree with is really cool. It's not a bad person.
You know how I knew that woman was going to be an issue? It's because I started off my set with talking about the vaccine, and I say how I had no issues getting the vaccine. I didn't even think of it. I was just I was happy about it. And she was sitting there
Oh, no.
and I knew. I was like, oh my God, this bitch is going to be so fucking annoying because she's all righteous about the vaccine.
It's very similar to that person who said on Facebook, "Do you know where I can donate this candy?" They want that's their way of broadcasting their view or philosophy on life and just their lifestyle. They're portraying something, and when you get down to the nitty-gritty of it, it's like they probably realize that they're an idiot too.
Right, right.
Everyone's an idiot, my friend.
It's such a boomer argument, but it's so true. It's just social media. People just feel the need to just say what they want, and it's like,
yeah. My opinion matters.
Yeah.
But then also silence is violence, so I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Right.
It's so I can't keep up with it.
I really just have a good time and just,
Yeah.
I like that. I just want to have a good time.
Yeah,
Didn't Rodney King, didn't he say that? Can't we all just have a good time?
Joe, you know that Modern Warfare 2 clip where it's like, "Oh, I'm a pussy, you just riot show." It's like, what the fuck else do you want me to fucking use? And it's like a COD lobby, they're yelling at each other. I saw a video of like it was a deep fake of like Trump saying it and Biden saying it. Like, dude, like that's fun. Like
Yeah.
that's my politics is
Yeah.
is deep fake AI videos. And
Yeah, those
Hell
are
yeah.
awesome.
Hell
They're
yeah. Are
funny
you
as
afraid
shit.
of AI?
Who is it? I mean,
Yeah.
like
I'm not.
if you know what it is, like
I can't wait to upload my consciousness into AI.
yeah, and like what you hear about it, and like it had like if you think about it, it has human characteristics in the sense of like when you tell it to learn something, it does it like it does it, and
Right.
then it learns from the mistakes that it made in its previous attempts, and
Yeah.
that's how it does what it needs to do. And like that's very kind of the path of how humans learn
Right.
and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah. I feel like if you don't get with it, it's going to become the Excel sheet that like your boomer manager doesn't understand how to navigate, but you're getting paid far less and know how to do it. That's AI to me. It's like I don't want to all of a sudden not know how to work Facebook because I'm too old. Like I want to know AI. I want to integrate it in my life,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, they have free services, so I do that. For like helps with work or whatever.
My friend, for his brother's best man speech, he used ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
it was a banger. It was a banger of a speech. He got in, he got out. It was about 3.5 minutes. I have it on my phone. I recorded the whole thing because my friend couldn't make the wedding.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great. It was really, really good.
Yeah.
He like filled in
You
some
got
of
to
the meat
tweak
of
it.
it.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It never gives you a perfect
Yeah.
finished product. But like I had like a work project I had to do and I did awesome. It was a great presentation generated by ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Like not entirely, but like so much extra research I would have had to have done that I was able to like that ChatGPT gave me in 20 seconds.
I literally had like a month and a half of college left when all that came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta be honest, still to this day, like I've tried to access ChatGPT for like one project to like assist, but like there was too many people on, so
Yeah.
like it wouldn't connect. So I was like, all right, I guess I'm never using that again.
Yeah, yeah.
Which like, but that is to say, it's just like it was bad timing, I guess, on my part.
Right, right.
Even though I really can't see listen, I'm not above, a shortcut, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about using it for like something like school.
Well, something
But-
like
but-
school, no, I don't think you should use it for school.
Yeah, but yeah, like a PowerPoint
But,
presentation
okay,
for work or something like.
I'll tell you this. You shouldn't use it for school. But at the same time, you know what I fucking hated doing with research papers? Having to put what was it called? The bibliography?
Footnotes and the
Works
biblio.
cited.
Works cited. I hated the works cited
Yeah.
page. ChatGPT would have been able to spit that out for you in a second.
Yeah, put it in.
And it's
MLA
like,
format.
okay, so now I don't have to like use this Adderall powered brain to do that. Like I can just focus on,
Stuff that's important.
the important stuff, the meat of the project.
Or go to works cited MLA, Google Images, and then like go
Yeah,
off of
all that shit. I hated it. I hated doing that.
I would do that like
Ugh.
for every single paper, no matter how many I wrote, no matter
Yeah.
how many years I spent in school. I couldn't remember.
We're coming down close on time, but I want to ask you, was it the year that was it like 2016? What was the Zanny craze of Middlesex County? Can you give me some insight into that?
2016. Some people have this shared experience from what I see on Instagram. Not sure how comfortable I feel about talking about this in a public forum, but like the Zandemic.
The Zandemic.
Yeah,
So just high level, what was that?
just kids my age, just like it seems as though like the access to Zanny bars just like
Skyrocketed?
it just skyrocketed. And I was actually looking at the comment section of an Instagram post recently, the best source of information.
Absolutely.
And like people were like, "Oh, these youngins don't know about like this." About the Zandemic of like 2006.
Yeah.
So like I guess like maybe other areas like when you and Frank were in high school, like,
Right.
also had them. But when I was in high school, yeah. And also, like, because, like, when I had gone to my second high school, it was there. Not really at McCarrick, but
Those rich kids.
the rich kids, and also, like, my friends, like, I have a really smart friend who knows how to access, or knew how to access the dark web.
Oh,
Nice.
shit.
Knew how to get
Uh-oh.
Bitcoin in 2016.
Oh,
He-
shit.
if-
Wait a minute. He was accessing the dark web
If-
using Bitcoin before it was big. He wasn't ordering cheese pizza, was he?
If they had kept, like, even just, like, half of the Bitcoin that they had, like, probably, like, two of my friends would, like, not be living in the United States. Like, they
Yeah.
would be living on a beach somewhere, like, in Belize or something.
Nice.
But it went
To CP.
towards our contribution of the pandemic. Their contribution.
Yeah, yeah.
To the
No,
pandemic.
absolutely. But, like, you know some kids that died.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, because and then it got really dark because, like, the press shit was just really common.
'Cause
It
things were
started to
being
become
laced
a
with
lot
fentanyl.
more common. Because also, like, my friend at one point had a script. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because
That-
that's
that's where it started.
yeah.
If you want a Wikipedia page on the Zandemic, it all started with the lab coats.
with a script.
With a prescription. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I was seeing the psychiatrist one time that I was fine. Like, I, was on Lexapro. He's like, do you still get anxious? I'm like, I mean, at times. And he was like, all right, here's a script for Xanax. And I was just like, kind of
Yeah.
stumbled into that one, didn't
Yeah.
I? And now I don't even, like, sure, catastrophic things can happen where I'm like, I need a Xanax because I'm going to lose it. But,
Right.
like, otherwise, like, I couldn't do my day to day. That's for the birds.
Yeah.
There's something else I wanted to ask you before we close out, and I lost it. Damn it. Can you tell that story about when you were in high school and the teacher threw you up against a locker?
So it was the day after the election in 2016 because that
Nice.
was called pretty quick, I think, right?
Yeah.
In record time.
Yeah, it wasn't like
It was like by the very next morning.
yeah, and like I was coming up the stairs from lunch, and I don't know why. I think, like, my friends and I were just talking about, like, can you believe that the guy from Celebrity Apprentice, Donald Trump, like, he actually, like, we were, like, processing what happened, and I guess just, like,
Like, there were girls crying in the hallway and stuff.
I don't really remember that, but I remember people, like, there was a few teachers, like, they were, because they would also, again, keep your goddamn mouth. They would broadcast it and stuff like that. So, like, there was a feeling in the air, and I
of
thought,
unhappiness.
I thought I was in a safe space of the stairwell, going up to the top floor from the cafeteria. And I wasn't because there was a teacher there, and I had screamed, "Grab her by the pussy." Why I did, I can't give you a reasonable explanation. I really can't. And the teacher grabbed me. I gotta admit, it wasn't up against a lot, but, like, he, like, grabbed me by the shirt and lassoed me in, like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm not letting this kid get away.
Like,
I'm not letting this kid get away. Like,
Yeah.
he's not
Yeah.
going to slink away from me. Because it was also a teacher I did not have any classes with, so
Yeah.
he didn't know my name or anything like that.
What a
so
fucking pussy.
It was like
the pussy grabbed you.
It was like a cop that was like, oh, like,
Yeah.
I'm not letting this.
Oh, I'm
this one-
salivating at this.
Fucking
yeah.
short haircut on that guy.
No.
shit.
Actually, yeah.
Nice fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
You should have told him this is MAGA country, and then fucking shot him or
I
something.
regret my actions. I really
I
do.
remember Mom telling me that story and being like, from a comedic perspective, I think that is so funny that you did that.
It was so juvenile. It was just like,
I think it was very brave.
Like, yeah, just Mom telling me it too. Like, yeah, and then he yells out, "Grab them by the pussy." Unreal. Okay, last question,
It
and then we're
needs to
gonna
be
close
said.
it out. If I could whisper something in the ear of my younger self, I would say,
Didn't we do this one?
No, we said a mistake I'll never make again.
No, I thought for this one I was like, oh, you're lame, but everybody else is too.
Ooh.
You know, like, don't take yourself seriously.
Oh, did we do this?
I think so. You were like, oh, that's very Tumblr of you to say.
Yeah. Weird. Sorry, listener. I really thought that we didn't do that one.
I love how you have the podcast logo on the back of the cards.
Thank you.
Very game show of you.
Yeah, normally
How did you do that?
Vistaprint.com. But normally I sit here and I have cue cards that I use for my guests, but I'm like, it's you two. We'll sit here and shoot the shit. Well, Billy, Joe, thank you so much for coming on. This is our pre-cruise show. By the time when you listen to this, we'll be on the open seas, going to the Bahamas. Man, it's gonna be so fun. I'm so excited. Don't do drugs because there's fentanyl and everything. Where can people find you?
Really?
Just looking at you.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
You can find me online on Instagram, Twitter, Threads, all of it. Instagram at Joe W. Gorman. And listen to my podcast, The Buff Boys. I do it with my faithful sidekick, Matt Marin. And if you guys don't like him, he's fucking out. All right? But please support us on patreon.com/buffboyspodcast. It would really help us out. I really got to quit my fucking job.
Yes, please. Do you want people to follow you?
I have nothing to plug. You really don't need to find me. I'm uninteresting. I do want to say, though, rest in peace, Bobby Sheehan.
R.I.P. Rest in
Good man.
piss.
Bye.